I would actually respect someone more if they walked up to me and said, "You know what? I'm a serial killer." I would have to say, "Oh, okay, well, do you want to talk about it?" I'd have to probably, of course, convince that person to turn themselves into authorities, but I would actually respect a person who showed up as the person that they are. There is something deeply disturbing about a person who tries to hide their true nature. Because there's really no coming back from that. If a relationship is predicated on a lie, you really can't go anywhere once you are privy to that information. You can't ignore it and just say, "Oh, well, this person faked their entire personality. Let's keep going." You really can't come back from that. You can't go, up from that. You can't go in any positive direction, from that moment on. And it seems that narcissists don't see anything wrong with this. They don't understand the anger that people feel. People don't like being tricked or lied to. It's just not a natural thing. In any situation, if you get tricked by a salesman at a car dealership or something like that, you're pissed off after. You're like, "Oh, he got me," or "she got me," or whatever. So, there's not a whole lot you can do from there. So the covert narcissist's whole operation, is based on a fabrication. They present a false self, which is nothing like their real self, in order to lure in their prey. So we have a predator, which is the narcissist, and we have an empath, who is the prey. And these covert narcissists are constantly on the prowl. So even once they lure in one victim, they're constantly looking for another one, because they know it's only a matter of time before victim number one gets hip to what they are and gets away. So they have multiple other victims in the queue who they're, priming and prepping for their spiel. So they just kind of they're the consummate predator. They don't stop. It's a 24/7 thing. It's really a deeply disturbing sickness that anyone could operate in such a dysfunctional manner. But I honestly find them more disturbing, as I said, than someone who just shows up in their natural form and just says, "Okay, I'm a child molester," or "Okay, I'm this." Obviously, I don't condone child abuse in any form, and many narcissists are child abusers for their own children. But when someone addresses their true nature or says, "This is what I am," or "This is this," you can begin to try to help them. If you cannot, that's the whole point of Alcoholics Anonymous. You have to first admit you have a problem. You have to first admit, "I am an alcoholic," and then you can begin to try to work on that addiction. If you cannot admit that you have an addiction, then you cannot even begin to try to get better or to try to work on this problem. Narcissists are well aware that they are narcissists. They may not admit it. Some do, some don't, from my experience. But they know there's an issue. But I just think they don't. They are content being this predator. I don't think they see anything wrong with it. So in that case, like I said, they have to first admit that this is not the correct way of treating people. But unless they magically get a conscience overnight, or become, empathic, then they don't have the traits to even feel the necessary feelings to want to change. If you don't feel any pain because you hurt someone, then why would you want to change? You're not feeling, you don't see anything wrong. You don't feel like you've done anything wrong. So covert narcissists, they do everything in secret. They try to hide their true identity so they can lure people in and harm them, and they continually do this for their entire life. They will harm anyone that they come into contact with. That includes friends, family, co-workers, love interests, literally anyone. They are the consummate abusers. They cannot exist without abusing people. That's just their MO. It's not going to change. It's not going to get better. So, for empaths, you have to just acknowledge this fact, and you have to move on and focus on your own life and your healing. The covert narcissist is going to be doing this until they are 6 feet in the ground. They're going to continually be looking for victims and looking for people to abuse and looking for people to exploit for the entirety of their existence here on Earth.